as you follow me, and if I could have you standing just there, please, facing that direction, taking hold of this balloon by the knot in your right hand. Now, Diego, remain facing straight forward. Nothing else matters. That was a Metallica reference, by the way. Diego, from this point on, it becomes very, very important that you don't move. You're American, aren't you? Does this noise make you feel at home? Right, hang on. Diego, are you cool with this? You seem a little bit unsure. Hang on, Diego, do you think I'm going to try and burst that balloon with this whip?
No, of course not.
No. Of course not. I'm going to use the big one. So don't worry, Diego, nothing to worry about, because I, safe enough, am a crack shot. I apologise, that was an appalling joke. In all seriousness, I can actually do this with my eyes closed. I just tend not to because I can't stand the darkness. Bit tenuous, that one. All right, Diego, can you hold that balloon out to your side, as far away from your face as you can get it? To your side, to your side. Nice one. Can you give this a count of 3? You'll probably be fine. 1. Two. Diego, where the hell are your parents? Are you going to stop me? No. Diego, relax, come here. Come here, man. Diego, relax. Diego, I have never seen such reckless disregard for a child's safety. At least not since the last show. Diego, I've had a better idea. I could whip that out of your hand. Isn't actually a very difficult shot. But if my insurance company found out, I would be in so much trouble. So Diego, I'm going to do an even better stunt instead. Right now, for all these people, I'm still very impressed with you. You are incredibly brave. A lot of kids would have run to the hills rather than do that. I'm glad you're here. You were rock solid. And I think you deserve a prize. So Diego, I'm going to give you £5 at the end of the show. Diego, there's one more thing I need a hand with. It's really easy. All I like to do is go back to your family over there and look after that balloon until I need it at the end. Is that okay? Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Diego! Alright, Covent Garden, an even better stunt I just promised you, and an even better stunt I'm just about to give you. I am curious, would you mind raising your hand if you've ever seen a man swallow a sword before?
Yes.
Not many of you. Well, for those of you who haven't, you are in luck. That is exactly what you're about to witness. Very shortly, ladies and gentlemen, I will be swallowing this 18-inch steel blade. Now, a bit of background for you, Background for you, ladies and gentlemen. I never used to perform this on the streets. This used to be reserved for the stage only. Reason being, because of how dangerous it is. This is widely regarded as being the single most dangerous stunt performed in the circus. Performers have lost their lives doing this. You can look it up if you don't believe me. I'm quite literally about to risk mine for you right now. Now, the reason it's so much more dangerous on the street is because, unlike the stage, not such a controlled environment. So there's a possibility of, for example, a drunkard or nut job or similar blundering onto the stage and, I don't know, give me a shovel, I've got a blade down my throat. I'd rather that didn't happen. And I was going to ask for your help. You're actually pretty well set up. I would ask people in this middle bit, do you mind moving forward? So there's a solid line of people in front of me. If the non-native English speakers could watch what I'm doing with my hand. Come on, right up, mate. Thank you. That's it, because then people are filing behind you. Now I'm boxed in, and I feel about 1,000,000 times safer. Sorry, my dears, you lot over there. Right up to the line. This is more my latent OCD tendencies. Thank you. All right, I'm about to put the blade to my mouth. I'm going to tip my neck, and I will swallow it. It will then pass down my esophagus, passing my lungs, nudging my heart. This is not hyperbole. Ending with just the tip pressing into the pit of my stomach. Once that's been achieved, if that's been achieved, I will then attempt to take a bow. Once I'm in the bowing position, I will then withdraw the blade, and that, ladies and gentlemen, be your cue for clapping, cheering, screaming, whistling, etc. Okay? Sure? Okay! Okay! Okay. So that's lubrication, which you can make up your own jokes for Haberley Show. In fact, I'm going to move the microphone a little bit because you're quite close to the amplifier. There may be noises. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen in Covent Garden, it is now time for the sandwich of death! Pardon me, there's tears in my eyes, I can't think why. Betsy, if you'd like to come and rejoin me behind the torture apparatus, very shortly I'm going to lie down. Okay, now, please not be offended, Betsy. This is something I have to ask for insurance purposes. Have you been drinking at all today? Great. Not a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may or may not be able to imagine, balance is a factor in this stunt. So for the last 5 minutes of the show, I'm going to have to ask for another 2 adult volunteers. All I'd like to do is to stand each side of Betsy with your arm out to help steady her. Amazing, we got our 2 volunteers. That was easy, out you come. And you've got fans, seemingly. What's your name? Sydney, if you can take outside for me, please. Your name? Melanie, you're also Yanks, aren't you?
We're all together.
Oh, perfect. Sydney and Melanie. Melanie, cool. Sydney and Melanie. Before Betsy steps up into the spikes, as I said, I'd like both to extend their arm in her direction. Betsy, before you step up, I'd like to take on the wrist or hand, whichever's easiest to either side. Now, Sydney and Melanie, you're not taking Betsy's weight, okay? It's not the idea. You're just helping her to balance. If Betsy wobbles, I bleed. That's not funny, Betsy. This is the point of the show where I need the balloon. Where's my young volunteer? Where is Diego? Hey, come on. Diego. Well held, mate. Do you know why I've needed that balloon the whole show? Yeah? No? If you hand it to me, I will show you. The reason I needed this, to prove that these are in fact razor sharp. I think I've made my point. Diego? Yeah, I know, that was a terrible joke, worst in the show probably. Diego, thank you so much for your help. You've been an absolutely fantastic volunteer. Not only were you incredibly brave just to come out here in front of all these people, it's not an easy thing to do. Trust me, I know. You were also very entertaining. And I think anybody brave enough to come out here and entertain these people the way that you did deserves to be paid accordingly. Was that too subtle? That is for you, Diego. We're not worthy. And Diego, One more thing, sometimes my young volunteer tries to put that into my hat at the end. I would rather you kept that because you earned it. Thank you again, my friend. Have a lovely rest of your day in Covent Garden. Alright, ladies and gents, we are almost at the finale, which means we are very nearly at the end of the show. Just before I do this death-defying stunt, there's a few things I need to say. I'm gonna keep this part brief, because I actually find this bit fairly awkward. If I don't do this little speech, I don't end up making any money from the show. Basically, as you probably know already, this is what I do for a living. I am a professional street entertainer. And as is traditional with street theatre at the end of the show, I'm going to be standing just here with my hat. If you enjoyed it, then please come forward and put some money in it. Now I am painfully aware that due to the times we're living in, far fewer people are carrying cash than they used to. Fortunately, I've made allowances for this sad state of affairs, and I've got myself a card reader. You don't have to cheer, I'm not happy about it. Purely, and I'll pay commission on this thing, purely a necessity of the modern age. Now, if you can't afford to pay at the end, it's fine. I get it. It's been a really difficult few years for all of us. I quite understand. If you can't afford to pay at the end, just come forward, shake my hand, and say thank you. That means just as much to... almost as much to me as a cash contribution. If you're unsure how much to give, it's probably worth me mentioning this. The most I've ever been given by one person was £100. Now, it's happened twice actually. Oh, yeah, £100. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting £100 from every single one of you. Usually I suggest 5 or 10 as being a fair contribution for a show like this. Mainly because I know that's how much a beer costs in that pub. And I am awfully fond of beer. If I'm being honest, I reckon the show's probably, certainly worth more than that. You would not believe the training and conditioning that goes into this stuff. I think 5 or 10 is fair. If you can't gold coins, it's also a lovely contribution, and I wasn't messing about before. If you've got no money, just come say thank you. And one more thing, I would like to say thank you, because I've had a bit of time off from street performing since the summer. It's my second show back, and it's been lovely. I've really enjoyed this one, and that's because you lot have been such a nice crowd. Like, thank you for taking the time to stop and watch. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for keeping Covent Garden Street Theatre alive. Please enjoy the finale. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Covent Garden, without further ado, the sandwich of death! Thank you for your patience, my dear. Here we go, let's get into position. Apologies for the view. We could come up with a more dignified way of getting on this thing, but then I wouldn't be able to make that cheap joke about my genital. Never mind. Okay, Betsy, may I have the top set of nails, please? Just my hands would be great. Marvellous. All right. Do you remember I mentioned 3 rules? Well, I did. First rule, try and stand in the middle. Doesn't have to be exact, just do your best. Second rule, please step on right foot first. Not going to ask you how much you weigh. I've been told that is a rude thing to ask a lady. But if you step on your left foot, I get all your weight all at the same time, somewhere. I don't particularly want it. Not that kind of show. Third and most important rule, no jumping up and down. I know it sounds like a joke, somebody did that to me a few years ago. Please don't. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the longer this lasts, the more painful it becomes, and the greater the likelihood of me sustaining lasting injury. Sorry. Swords repeating on me. I'm going to try and manage 10 seconds. Once Betsy's standing on the nails, I'm going to shout go. When I shout go, I would like every single one of you, as loud as you can, in unison, to count down from 10. When you get to 0, that's a great time for clapping, cheering, screaming, whistling, etc. And a good time for you to step back off the nails. All right, just quickly, Melanie. Can you grab my pillow for me, please?
The spiky one. If you stick that onto my hands, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm going to get uncomfortable.
Thank you, my dear. All right, Sydney, Melanie. Yes, please. I am ready when you are. You want to step between my legs? That's the best of it. Never mind. Yes, you can. Go for it. You're fine. Okay, you having trouble? Okay. Melanie, you're gonna have to stand in. You're standing on me. You know what the light brief is? 10 seconds. You're gonna stand up. I'm gonna say go. They're gonna count down from 10. Cool? Ready? Go for it. Okay, go! 9, 8, 7, everyone! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm down. Would you mind? Thank you, Sydney. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank for counting so slowly. And folks, please give it up one more time. It's not for me, so it's my amazing volunteers. Once more for Diego, undisputed star of the show. Give it up for Sydney and Melanie and Betsy for being my brave volunteers. Thank you all so much. And ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, nobody bloody move. Folks, my name's Heavy Metal Pete. That was my show. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this one today. But one final thing before you leave, the exit to the show is through here. Thank you.